The government of India is importing oxygen from different parts of the world. We got few tankers coming from Thailand and more expected from Singapore. Plus, the number of cases on India are still on the rise, and good results being announced by HDFC Life and Maruti Suzuki. Plus, the RBI's new policy regarding the CEOs of bank. These are a few topics which we'll be covering in our daily market updates. Hello, everyone. My name is Hitesh, and I welcome you all to daily market updates presented by TradeBrains. So the first major update for the day is that we always talk about the number of COVID cases going up, and it is still on ascent. So we need to be careful about it. We need to stay indoors and be safe and be careful and be clean about your health and hygiene. The total cumulative tally of cases in India rises to 1 crore 76 lakhs and 36,000, and the total number of people who have lost their lives owing to COVID in last 24 hours is 2,771. So these are the situations and numbers about COVID. So we still need to be very careful because the pandemic, that is COVID-19, is still on rise. So we need to be very careful about our family's health and our own health also. The second biggest update for our day is that the oxygen tankers from Thailand arrive in India and more to come from Singapore. This is a very positive news for the market and for people in general because we are actually having shortage of oxygen supply, and it's not because of the lack of availability of oxygen but because of logistical issues. The transportation of oxygen is becoming difficult, which is where we have directly imported tankers from different parts of the world, and that is actually going to reduce the shortage of oxygen tankers in our country. The next biggest update for the day is that HDFC Life has announced the quarter 4 results, and it has actually shown robust profitability. The HDFC Life has increased the value of new business by 36%, and the margin which has been brought by this new business has been 27%. So which is actually very good for HDFC Life, and it was more on expected lines because the prevalence of COVID, people are actually more careful about taking health insurance and life insurance. And the next biggest news which has been in the Indian financial sector is that RBI has announced a 15-year tenure cap for the CEOs. Basically, CEOs of all the banks cannot have a tenure of more than 15 years. And the other criteria for a person to be CEO is that he should not have completed 70 years of the age. If he becomes 70 years or more, he is not eligible to be a CEO. Plus, you shouldn't be serving more than 15 years of tenure as the CEO. Now, the three major banks which could be impacted because of this is the Kotak Bank, the AU Small Finance Bank, and the Bandhan Bank, because their CEOs are either nearing the tenure or they're actually going to surpass the age limit. So this is a section we need to watch out and see how does it impact the market. This could have some positive impact, some negative in the market in days to come. Let's keep our eyes on that. Now moving on to our favorite part, that is the number crunching for the day. So the Nifty, Bank Nifty and Sensex all had a tremendous run for the day. They actually went up beautifully. The market ended actually near the highs of the day. So we saw a lot of buying impact, buying momentum in the market. The market is very optimistic about the quarterly results coming up. The global equity market has been doing well. Plus, the government's initiative towards fighting COVID is also making market optimistic about movement for the days to come. The top gainers for the day were Hindalco, Tata Steel, and Divi's Lab, and the top losers for the day were HDFC Life, SBI Life, and Maruti. All this data has been sourced from portal.tradebrains.in. It's a stock research portal of TradeBrains. Please visit there and make use of all the benefits which are available there. Now, what actually made the market move? The first important thing was that the positivity of the global market is rubbing off on the Indian equity market also. The US market was up by 1% yesterday. It is already up today also. We see a lot of positive movement coming in the market. The optimism is very high in the global equity market. The second biggest news is that we see measures being taken by the Indian government to curb the COVID-19. This is actually making the market very optimistic about the future of the Indian equity market, and we see buying momentum coming in the market. And lastly, the technical picture is very sound. I have been telling you that the market is getting supported around 14,200 levels, and the level to watch on the upside was 14,650. The market has come there and settled there. So this actually is a very important level. I'll be explaining that in our charting representation also. So this is how the technical outlook of the market looks like. If you look at the chart carefully here, we see the market today actually closing at the high for the day, which means the open became the low for the day and the close was the high for the day, which makes the bullish Marabozu candle formation, which is a very strong candle formation, and the next level of resistance are most likely to be tested. Now, the most important level of support for the market here would be 14,500 levels because that is the low for the day. And on the upside, the market is actually standing at the resistance. If we happen to open above that, we could see the next level of 14,000 950 coming in the picture. Market actually has closed at the trend line, which is coming from top. Now this is very critical. Either the market is going to retrace back from there and come down and test the levels of 14,300 or 400, but if it manages to close above that, the level of 15,000s are very likely on the card. So the important level of support in the market is at 14,200 levels and 14,500 levels, and the level of resistance lies at the close for the day, that is 14,675, and also the level of 14,950. That is about the technical picture for the day. I hope today's episode was very useful for you. You understood the market, you understood what are the factors moving the market. Plus, we also covered few important factors in the Indian equity market and the news which impacted them. I urge you to stay safe. Please take vaccination if possible, and if you're eligible, don't delay it, and stay with your family and take care of them. Thank you so much.